I was raised by a single parent mother, and she always told me that men were useless. And then one time I was over at a friend's house, and he had a dad, and they all sat down for dinner, like, I don't know, like families do sometimes, but not my family. So they all sat down for dinner, and I noticed that the dad didn't help set the table, and he also didn't really talk the entire time at dinner.
Trying to kiss me and etc. And I poke him in his face. And when I poke him in his face, because now we're both on the sofa, he gets on top of me and starts strangling me. And he has really long locks, like to his butt. And he grabs his locks, my neck, and I think his locks was really saved my neck because it was like a cushion, and just starts strangling me and telling me like, didn't I tell you, and didn't I tell you? And then all of a sudden he just stopped.
And if you thought that video we did yesterday about the mom who lost her 2 children to homelessness and hypothermia was sad, wait until you hear what the baby father had to say, because they found him.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital right now? They got him. I was hoping it was a sick joke, but it wasn't.
According to Detroit police, 9-year-old Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amelia died while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking garage. Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me.
Hello fam, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing good. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. Thank you. When a pick-me learns the hard way.
I'm saying and I'll say it again. If my husband cheats, I'm not leaving him. I am dying with him. If you want to be the side chick, it's your business.
You know, life has a way of humbling people. There is this popular Ghanaian relationship counselor. You might know her if you're Ghanaian or a Nigerian, or I don't know, you just might know her, but I don't expect most of my audience to know her. So basically, this woman is a pick-me type. She preaches, stick by your husband regardless of the situation. Should he cheat on you, stick with him, don't leave. And that's what she's been doing because her husband has been cheating on her. She goes on pulpit to preach to women. She goes on conferences, she goes to church to preach to women the same message. You need to die in that relationship. Don't leave that man. She always says men will cheat. That's not a good reason for you to leave your husband. I understand that some women don't see cheating as a deal breaker. That is their own cup of tea to drink. None of my business. But to me personally, cheating is a deal breaker. Don't stay with a man that cheats. A man that cheats is a liar. He's disrespectful. He doesn't regard you. Anyways, I don't want to deviate. Let's go back to the main topic. So this woman said she would stay by her husband, and that's what she's been doing. Guess what? That her husband dumped her.
My husband would like you to pound the fufu. My husband doesn't believe in neat fufu. I'm sorry, but he doesn't believe in it. He doesn't believe in put soup in the fridge for 3 days. No, he believes in fresh. Even when he knows I am a bit, he believes in doing fresh soup. And he's the type that anything you do, he has something to say about it. That is my husband. So before I came Thursday, I was preparing soup. And one of my girls, Juliet, was around. Then my husband came and said that I'm going to give you money to prepare different soups. And I said, Juliet, you are in trouble. Because whether you prepare it well or not, he will still have something to say. It takes only me to be able to stay with that man. It's only me that can say any woman will run. He's a very controversial person, very difficult to live with. It's an achim man who wants to drag every issue. That is my husband. So I was ordained, born for him. Oh, I was ordained and born. I have nothing to say. Sometimes when he tells me, get down, prepare me food, it's around 11:30, 12 p.m. So I should get down and prepare him food while he knows I'm just coming from a preaching appointment. And he didn't do anything. He was just sleeping and waited for me to come. When I came, he told me to get down. He waited for me to climb up. When he came, he saw me relaxing on the bed. He said, Mommy, can you get down and prepare this for me? And I get up, I said, God, lead me on. If you don't lead me on, I will say something, we will fight, and I love fighting. So I get up and I look at his face and I tell him, I'm getting down. Thinking that when I repeat it, he will change his mind. He watches me to get down. And whilst I'm doing it downstairs, he will call me and tell me, "Penny say."
Renowned Ghanaian marriage counselor Reverend Charlotte Oduro has confirmed her divorce from Apostle Solomon Oduro, sparking widespread reactions. Known for advising women to endure marital struggles, her separation has stirred debates. In a recent interview, she revealed the reasons behind the split are irreconcilable differences with her husband, and also want to prioritize her personal growth and well-being. Many find the situation ironic, given her previous counsel on marriage perseverance. Reactions have been mixed. Some express sympathy, while others criticize her stance. Despite the controversy, Reverend Oduro insists her experiences have reshaped her views on relationships. This GH Facts. Thanks for watching. Bye.
The way she said, he's a difficult man. No woman can live with her husband but her. He's very difficult to deal with. She's saying it like it's a badge of honor, or she's been awarded for staying with someone that is obviously maltreating her. Just imagine having a man that constantly demands freshly made food. Do you know what that means? It requires a lot of effort to constantly feed a grown man that obviously wouldn't prepare that meal himself, fresh meal food every day. That man was wicked. She allowed herself to be used. This goes to show that being an understanding wife or girlfriend does not pay. At the end of the day, you will be used as a collateral damage. That man obviously has moved on to another woman. I always say that men don't just move on from relationship without having another woman waiting for them somewhere. I strongly believe that man has moved on to another woman, and that man is also he's a pastor. He has a congregation that he preaches to. You can be anything in this life, or if you choose to be anything in this life, don't be a doormat to a man. See finish the enter. They will see you to be stupid. They will see you to be someone they can use and trample on. Don't do that. I pray she finds peace wherever she is, because right now her teachings have changed. She's no longer preaching men. She's not digging up their bad behaviors and talking about how manipulative men can be. So this is just for us all to learn lessons. We don't have to wait for it to happen to us, but we can learn from other people's experience. Let's talk about this young girl that was raised by a single mom, and she said her mom told her that men are useless. So one day she visited her friend that has her father present in the family, and her mom is also present. There was something she noticed, and she had a certain kind of conversation with the father. Let's have a look.
I was raised by a single parent mother, and she always told me that men were useless. And then one time I was over at a friend's house, and he had a dad, and they all sat down for dinner, like, I don't know, like families do sometimes, but not my family. So they all sat down for dinner, and I noticed that the dad didn't help set the table, and he also didn't really talk the entire time at dinner, and didn't like add anything to the conversation. And he also didn't help clean up after dinner. And in my house, everybody had to help. Like, everybody did the chores, and everybody cleaned, and everybody cooked, or at least helped cook. So I just really didn't understand what was happening. So I looked at him and was like, "What's your job? Why don't you do anything?" And everybody was really quiet. But then the next week at school, my friend told me that his parents were getting divorced. So
let's talk about this comment that got my attention. I think the comment came from a woman. Afterwards, we'll talk about the whole video. So earning an income and putting a roof over their head was nothing. That's a good question, but not a good enough question. I believe this question is coming from a pygmy, because this is how pygmies think and reason. So because a man is providing, that means he should not also assist with house chores. He should not assist with the running and the managing of the home. A lot of women agree with that arrangement. They think it's okay. Oh, because he's the provider, I should serve him. I should be at his beck and call. And I think this ties into the video I just finished talking about, the marriage counselor video. She was serving her husband. She was worshiping her husband. So a lot of women out there believe that once a man provides, they should worship that man. They should be at his service. No, it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. That's why women are being encouraged to have their own money. Because once you have your money, the playing field will be leveled. That's it. That's when you can discuss partnership. But if you don't have your own money, it's going to be a master and slave kind of relationship, because the man is the one bringing the money.
Trying to kiss me and etc. And I poke him in his face. And when I poke him in his face, because now we're both on the sofa, he gets on top of me and starts strangling me. And he has really long locks, like to his butt. And he grabs his locks, my neck, and I think his locks was really saved my neck because it was like a cushion, and just starts strangling me and telling me like, didn't I tell you, and didn't I tell you? And then all of a sudden he just stopped. He got off of me, went in the room and laid down. And I remember being there in disbelief. Like, I can't believe this really just happened. And I had to think to myself, dude, my first instinct is to go get a knife. Because the last man that put their hands on me, I ended up in jail and almost in prison because I stabbed him and he just pushed me. I got a man that just put his hands around my neck. I want to hurt him. But then I have to say to myself, Star, you have kids upstairs sleep. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning at this point. So do I do something to hurt him? And then I'm in jail because now they have to prove who did what. He's going to be wounded. And now I got the kids alone with him after I done did this. So imagine what he gonna really do to them. So I just cried myself to sleep. The next day, I don't really say much. He gets ready for work. I'm in the kitchen washing dishes. He kisses me and says, all right, babe, I love you. I see you after work. Kisses me on my cheek. And I look at him and I say, why did you do that to me last night? He said, what are you talking about? I said, why did you strangle me last night? He said, I don't know what you're talking about. So we go back and forth. And he's like, when he realized he can't convince me that he did not do it, he looks at me. It was like he stopped and just was like, all right. He said, you think anybody gonna believe you? He said, do I come across as somebody that will do that? He said, you think anybody gonna believe you? I don't say anything. I'm just listening. He said, nobody knows me, Star. He said, my mother don't know me. My sister don't know me. My friends don't know me. You don't know me. And at my head, at that moment, I said to myself, he's going to kill me. So I ended up telling 2 people after he left. I called my sister-in-law, and she called her mother in 3-way, which is his mother. And they told me that I was in danger, and they told me that he would kill me. And they were the first people to like really like believe when I didn't have to convince them because they knew who he was. Once he left and I sat and talked with my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law, I know that 4-month or 5-month plan for me to leave was about to turn into a couple of days, because there was no way I was going to be able to stay in our house. So in the midst of the night he strangled me up into like, say, within 7 days, right? Because I didn't leave like right the next day.
Please head over to her page to watch the rest of it. You can see this is part 5 of the story. They've got part 1 to part 4, and they have more parts to it. It's quite an interesting one. It's very scary, I'm not even going to lie. You get married to a man, you don't know who exactly you're married to. You don't know what to expect. Dealing with humans is a gamble. You don't know the man. You don't know what the man is capable of. Like, marriage is a huge risk. Don't let anyone deceive you. Marriage is a huge risk. You meet someone, you decide to get married to the person. Even if you guys courted for like, or you were courting for like 4 years, 3 years, that does not necessarily mean that you know that person. It's a huge risk. And then you get to share the same bed, the same room with this person. You don't know if this person is inherently a serial killer. You don't know if this person is inherently a psychopath. You don't know the person's capability. Some people are good at hiding things. You don't know. There's some women that are married to armed robbers, but they don't know. All they know is that their husbands go to work. but they don't know exactly what the husbands are doing at work or what work really means to them. So women get to hear that their husbands got arrested for a robbery case on TV, and they were shocked because they never knew that was what their husbands were involved in. So marriage is a risk. For him to have made such a statement, it was just a matter of time he was really going to kill her. So head over to our page to hear the rest of the story.
And if you thought that video we did yesterday about the mom who lost her 2 children to homelessness and hypothermia was sad, wait until you hear what the baby father had to say, because they found him.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital right now? They got him. I was hoping it was a sick joke, but it wasn't.
According to Detroit police, 9-year-old Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amelia died while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking garage. Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me. You know, people just didn't like too many kids at their house.
I spoke with the children's mother Tuesday evening. She told me she's been living in her vehicle for 3 months, along with her 4 kids, her mother, and 2 teenage siblings. She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to...
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because you're homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
See, I saw it. That's what I saw, about 3 months. But she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other sob stories, they can cut all that.
Y'all, he had more to say, but the part where he said, cut the sob stories, like she didn't watch her children take their last breath.
She wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days? But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have, like we always used to do.
He says the last time he held his children was a month or 2 ago, and that they typically FaceTime. Moments he will miss. And there's a, police investigation into this that you would like to see come of this. Obviously, nothing's bring back your 9-year-old and your 2-year-old.
It doesn't matter to me. Can't get them back, so it's whatever.
I know a lot of people are saying in the comments like, oh, where's the dad? Where's the dad? There's the dad. There he is right there. Didn't care, didn't have a care in the world that his children were sleeping from, bed to post, or however it is you guys say that. He didn't care. He said, oh, I'm gonna miss the FaceTimes. But you didn't say you missed the being actually physically connected to your children. You didn't miss that part. You just missed the convenient FaceTimes while you hung out and gallivanted at the gym. And the part where he said, cut the sob story, like, when I saw this interview, I was like, this interview can't be real. Cut the sob story? Those are your children, 2 of the 3 that you had with her. And I guarantee you, he probably wasn't paying her $1 in child support.
That is a very sad story. That man is obviously not interested in those kids. This is my personal opinion. Because there is no way you will have your children homeless for 3 months and you did nothing about it. I don't believe him saying he had no idea. Of course he did. If he contacted them 2 months ago, how come he had no idea they were homeless? If he did FaceTime with them, where were they when they FaceTimed him? He didn't ask questions. And if he did not ask questions, that means he doesn't care. We know children are always quick to say the truth. They're always quick to speak up. So I believe if he had asked questions like a normal caring person would or should, he would have known the situation of things. That's if the woman did not tell him, but she said she did. And he did admit it at some point after denying it. It's crazy. Some men don't care about their children. They don't care. I can tell you that man has another woman he's dating or he has in his life. This woman has 3 children for you and you don't care. They slept in the car for 3 months. Let's see what people are saying in the comment section. The father is not homeless and he let his children be homeless. If she was homeless for the past 3 months and he just said he seen his kids a month or 2 ago, how he didn't know they were homeless? That's what I'm saying. How? I was homeless as a child with 2 of my siblings and mom. My mom reached out to anyone and everyone she could. They always said no. Spent so many nights sleeping in the car. This story broke me. I believe her. Very sad. He needs to face some type of charges because he was negligent towards his children and did nothing to help. This story is so heartbreaking. I'm not judging her. If I lost my job right now, 2 or 3 months, I could end up in the same position. He at the gym working out and his kids ain't got nowhere to sleep in the freezing cold. When I was a kid, my family had to sleep in car and my family wouldn't let us in their homes. When I got older and confronted them, they swore they didn't know. I don't believe family. I had a friend whose ex-husband actually let her take their 2 kids to a homeless shelter. Can you believe that guy? He had the nerves to visit his kids there while he was cozy in his own apartment. The story is heartbreaking. It's a sad one. Let's see what other people are saying.
That man got on the news and said he didn't help his kids because she ain't asked for no help from him. And he talking about she's lying and stuff like that. But after he said that she's lying, he also said, like, she never specified why she wanted me to come get my kids. Did she ask for help or not, you liar? And then you got a straight face. Your 2 children just died. Both of them just died in a car because you didn't go and get them after she asked you for help. And you talking about that sob story and stuff. She can go ahead and get rid of that. Your children, 2 of your children just died from hypothermia because their mother was homeless and because they were homeless and you wouldn't go get your children. And then you followed that shit up talking about I talked to them a month or 2 ago. This the shit I be talking about when I posted that video talking about be mad when they babysit their children. Those are your children. You cannot babysit your children. And why does she have to give you a reason to pick up your children? Why aren't you actively trying to pick them up? And it's clear that you only do it every once in a while since you only talked to them like a month or 2 ago. I'm about to spaz. I was working. Ain't no way I could just get up and go get your kids. Live in a car with their mother because she could not keep a place to live in. Your children are living outside in the middle of winter. That's not an emergency type of situation to you. You're not gonna miss 1 day of work just to go and get your kids. And then you turn around and you get your ass on the news talking about that's her fault. She never told me why I needed my kids. I got family around the corner from where they were staying. Did you know she was homeless or not? What are you talking about?
Detroit residents are calling out the father whose 2 children froze to death in a parking garage at a Detroit casino, claiming that he was doing everything from taking lavish trips to Chicago to eating at fancy restaurants and winning money from playing in the casinos and the lotto instead of taking care of his kids. Now, his name is Just Nails on Facebook, and apparently he has moved on from his baby mama, Tatiana, who was homeless with her 4 other children in a minivan, and he has moved on to a new lady. They have been taking trips to Chicago as recent as December 22nd, although his baby mama has been homeless for the last 3 months. On his social media profile, you can see him posting winnings. Here's a ticket for $300. Here's him winning $480. That was as recent as January 24th and January 7th. And in addition to that, Who Girl actually posted a long post sending him thanks for doing things like helping with my parents with whatever they need without complaining. Now, he won about $500 in the month of January alone, so he definitely could have sent Tatiana some money to get a hotel room, at least for one night. Troy, you can find super cheap hotels where you can get a room for literally $50 a night. If you guys recall, he actually said that Tatiana reached out to him asking if he could watch the kids, but did not specify that she was homeless, and social media is calling BS on this claim.
She said, can I get them? Can I get them? Just to get them, and can I get them? Because y'all homeless, that's 2 different things.
Him taking these trips to Chicago and him winning all this money playing a lotto, but not giving anything to his kids is absolutely insane. You guys, I'm curious to know what y'all think about this. Let me know down in the comments. Peace.
That man clearly doesn't care about the children. Like I said, they always move on to someone else. To some men, why should they care? If they don't have anything to do with the woman, they don't want to have anything to do with the children. And they think this way, they can always move on to the next woman and have children. So why should they care about the other woman that they don't want to have anything to do with? That man came back to that woman 3 times, obviously more than 3 times. So if he could produce 3 children with her, what manner of hate does he have for her that he cannot even want to care for his children? Because that is huge negligence. He doesn't care. He obviously doesn't care. He was busy gallivanting with a new woman, taking care of her parents, doing things for her while he had his kids in cold, and he wanted the woman to give him a reason why he should come pick up his kids. It's crazy. Ladies, we have to be careful of the kind of men we have children with. And it's very important for you to give birth to the number of children you can take care of. Don't give birth to children because you can give birth to children, or don't give birth to children because the man wants you to give birth to children. No, give birth to children that you can take care of without that man assisting you. It's very important. It's very important because some men are in the habit of abandoning a woman and their children. So don't think having a child with a man means he's going to stay with you. No, it doesn't always happen. If you would love to watch more videos like this, click this video to see how some men are upset when women say they don't want kids. And I will see you all in another one.